Namaste, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Giraffe Chess Hat-Trick League Season 3 match number 40. It's the Product Spartans locking horns with the Product Marshals. No draws, no resignations. It's all about knockout checkmates here. And remember, one player winning all three games in a row becomes the hat-trick hero. Who's gonna shine today? Let's dive straight in. From the product to marshals, we have Sai Charan opening the board, Surya as the second challenger, and Darnish holding the anchor spot. From the product to Spartans, we have Nawaz, the 11-time hat-trick hero leading from the front, Jashwant as the second player, and Tejas coming in as the third. Game 1 is about to begin. On the white side, we have Sai Charan Nayak, young scholar awardee from the Marshals, and on the Black Spartans, very own Nawaz, 11-time hat-trick hero. This is going to be fireworks. Let's hit the clock and start. Pawn to e4, pawn to e5, that's a classic start. Pawn to f4, king's gambit from Sai Charan early aggression. Pawn captures pawn on f4. Nawaz accepts the challenge. Pawn to d4, white wants quick center control. Pawn to c6, fighting for the center already. Bishop to c4, aiming straight at weak f7 square. Pawn to d5, counterpunch by Nawaz. Pawn captures pawn on d5, pawn recaptures pawn on d5. Both players are testing nerves here. Small pause to calculate. Bishop captures pawn on d5, side trying to keep the initiative, but queen captures bishop on d5, early queen activity, and Nawaz wastes no time grabbing the material. White must tread carefully now. Bishop captures pawn on f4, regaining some ground. Knight to f6, Nawaz develops with tempo, kicking the white queen ideas. The Spartans leader looks sharp. Knight to c3, defending well, developing naturally. But queen captures pawn on g2. Oh no, Sai's knight side is in danger. The rook is in the corner under the fire. The king is exposed and pressure is mounting fast. Sai will need calm nerves to survive this storm. The clock is ticking and the tension is building, and all eyes are glued to this board. Queen to f3. I'm the queen. Sai challenges immediately, hoping to exchange queen and neutralize the attack. But tension is high. If Nawaz refuses the trade, White's rook is still hanging. Both players are staring at the board. This could swing either way. Sai is playing brave chess, not backing down. Nawaz leans back, calm and composed. Queen captures pawn on c2. Nawaz is gobbling pawns everywhere. He's not afraid to leave queens on the board. Queen to e3, and that's a check. Good move, forcing development and slowing Nawaz's attack. Bishop to g5, pinning the knight, castling knight side by Nawaz. The king saves, pressure continues. Bishop captures knight to f6, big decision from Sai, giving up the bishop pair for structural weakness. The board is heating up if Nawaz miscalculates here. The things can turn quickly, but he's also thinking he seems unfazed. Both clocks are ticking down fast. Sai glances at Nawaz, searching for nerves, but Nawaz barely flinches. Total focus. And here's the move: Giraffe captures bishop on f6, queen to d2, lining up rooks for support. Sai wants to push the game into middle game fireworks, but Nawaz is still ahead. Both players are taking time here. The tension is very thick. Sai is playing with heart, using every ounce of his preparation. Each move feels like a walking on a tight rope. One slip here could cost everything. And he's making a move. That's queen to f5. Nawaz is now cool and confident, planting the queen firmly in the center. A commanding position, I must say. Castling queen side by side. Oh boy, opposite side castling means all out race. The game is heating up. Attacks will fly from both wings. Rook to e8. Nawaz is instantly places his rook on the open file, preparing for tactics. He's not letting the tempo slip. Spartans are pressing forward. The attack is coming fast. Knight to e2. That's a quiet move. Bishop to d6. Nawaz pieces are swarming forward like a wave, circling the white king. Knight to b5 by side. Knight is jumping in. But queen captures knight on b5, brutal punishment by Nawaz. The marshal hopes take another hit. Knight to c3, Sai develops and keeps fighting, but the board looks shaky. He's playing for survival now. Queen to f5, he doesn't let go the grip. His queen is a monster in this game. Rook to f1, Sai activates his rook, trying to find counterplay. The audience is silent, everyone knows he needs something special. He's shifting his rook behind his queen, maybe preparing pressure on the f file. Can it work? Nawaz seems unfazed. Sai's fighting spirit is on display. He's not backing down from the champion. The Marshall's bench is cheering every move, but Nawaz, with his experience, looks two steps ahead. Queen to e6, switching diagonals, keeping full control. Rook to e1, doubling up rooks. White is desperate to hold, but here comes Sai's last stand on the open file. Every move's a survival mode now. The crowd leans forward, breath held. Bishop to f4. What a sneaky move. It's a dagger pointed at the queen, and the threats are multiplying. Sai might be in trouble. That's why Nawaz is feared. He finds killer moves in seconds. Queen captures bishop on f4, but ways Nawaz plays. Queen captures rook to e1, and that's check. Sai's position is crumbling. Rook captures queen on e1, forced. But rook captures rook on e1, check again, relentless pressure. King to d2. Sai steps forward, nerves of steel. He refuses to collapse, still searching for miracles, but the Spartan supporters are already chanting Nawaz's name. Giraffe on e0, massive material advantage for Nawaz. Sai is drowning here. The marshals need a miracle. Do you think will there be a miracle? Queen to d6. Sai tries to fight back, clinging onto hope. He is attacking the giraffe, trying to disturb the black formation. Every second matters now. The board is tense, the clock is ticking, and Sai is calculating deeply. He wants to complicate. He needs chaos to survive. But Nawaz is just too calm. He's calculating his moves step by step. The scoreboard already feels tilted unless something magical happens. Spartans are taking game 1, I believe. We see that he's making a move, bishop to d7, calm response, but reinforcing everything. No nerves, no panic. The Spartans captain knows he's winning. We see Sai making a move, queen to c7. Sai still pokes, still searching for counterplay, but Nawaz reads it like a book. Seems like he knows all the counterplays. And giraffe captures queen on c7. Now it's the white queen is gone. Knight to d5. Desperate attempt for activity, but it's little too late. Giraffe captures pawn on d4. Nawaz keeps gobbling pawns. Knight to c7. One last part from side, but Giraffe captures knight on c7. Another hammer blow. The board is collapsing. Key to d1. And Nawaz making bishop to h3. Pressure on the king. Lines are opening. Sai looks lost, but he is trying. Giraffe to c3. Knight to c6. Nawaz keeps developing, suffocating the white. We might be heading into sharp tactical waters very soon. King to d2, rook to d8, and that's a check forcing the king back. That's a total domination. King to c2, king to a5. The hunt is on and there is no escape. What will Sai do now? Giraffe to f4, and Nawaz making the move rook to e3. Nawaz is tightening the grip, squeezing every last square. Sai's king is trapped in a cage. But what will he do is the question mark. Pawn to db3. White throws a pawn, hoping for some air, but bishop to f5 and check. King forced back again. King to b2. The marshals are living on scraps. The board is tilting. Nawaz is circling like a predator. Every move is suffocating. He's not rushing, he's calculating everything. The Spartan supporters are already celebrating. What could be the next move? Will it change the whole game or will it remain the same? Let's wait and watch. Nawaz making the move, knight to c4, and that's a check that devastating folk. The martial fans groan in unison. Pawn captures knight on c4, temporary relief, but nothing changes. Rook to d2, and that's a check. Relentless pressure, the king is trapped. We see king to c1 and rook to c2, and that's a check. Another blow, hammer after the hammer. What will Sai do? King to d1. That's a rare defensive shuffle. White is prioritizing safety over activity. It may look passive, but sometimes these quiet king moves decide the whole middle game. This could also be a signal that white wants the rooks connected quickly for center action. Giraffe to d4. That's a deadly placement. The b stands tall in the center. The rook and bishop are blocking every exit. White is suffocated. This could be the final curtain, but let's wait and see if something changes. Pawn to c5. A push, a desperation. What could it be? Its last ditch attempt to break open piles and breathe some air. We see Nawaz making a move, rook to e2. Nawaz isn't letting it go. The rook swings back with the precision. Side trying to counterplay. Pawn to c6, another pawn push, but the giraffe captures pawn on c6. Sai's pawns are vanishing one by one. Pawn to a4, throwing everything forward, but it's too late, I believe. Rook to c1, and that's check. The king is dancing in the corner, trapped like a deer. King to d0, and we have rook to d2 and check, squeezing tighter. King to e0 and giraffe to d3, and it's over. Giraffe to d3 is checkmate. Sai Charan is out in just 41 moves. Nawaz delivers a powerful knockout blow, putting the Spartans in the lead. One step closer to the hat trick. What a start to Clash Spartans roar. Marshall stunned. The Giraffe Chess League just witnessed another Nawaz masterclass.